Some in Fargus believe Dmitri is still alive. My father is one such eccentric. They can't accept reality. Dmitri is dead. He's not coming back.
Even though we're getting reinforcements, we should still be prepared for the worst. Never shirk your training, no matter what. To practice, I'm going to chop something up with my sword. Unless you'd like to train together. Care to spar?
Someday we will take the Imperial capital. It is odd to think that I will be invading the very city that I once called home. Ah, that is still a ways off. I will prepare for our journey to ALL.
ALL, the Valley of Torment? What kind of a name for a place is that? It sounds scary. Do I really have to go with you? Hey, here's an idea. Maybe let the recluse stay home and hold the fort.
Gotta clean out the storerooms, tend the flowers, do the washing, dust the library. Well, it's my job, you know. Gotta do your job. Like you gotta have other stuff you ought to be doing, yeah?
I never do get used to the sight of blood. It always makes me feel as if I might faint. Have I never told you that? Huh. Oh well. I hope this war ends soon. I dislike being lightheaded because other people are bleeding everywhere. Though the thought of working hard for it does sound like quite a pain.
You're not a teacher anymore, and we're not your students, but everyone still calls you professor. Is there something you'd rather be called? Guess that's what we're used to, huh? All right.
Since the past, I have learned much of the language of Fodlan. But speaking the Fodlan language still gives me difficulty. I can understand, read, and write with nearly perfection now. But understanding and speaking are fruits of a different color. I have gratitude for you, Professor. I hope that I will have fluency one day.
Hey, Professor. Thanks for your hard work again. Nothing to report today. Was I convincing? Was it like he was standing right in front of you? Some things are the same as they were 5 years ago, but I guess a lot more has changed.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Is everyone setting out on a big campaign? Not exactly. Ah, so you're meeting up with the reinforcements. Well, you can leave guarding this place to me. I'll keep an eye out for anything suspicious.
ALL, the Valley of Torment. Oh man, I really do not want to go there. Professor, have you ever been to ALL? If you had, you'd know. That place is crazy hot. For guys like me, who grew up somewhere cold, man, it's gonna be rough. Though, I guess that climate will keep our enemies at bay.
With the Fargus dukedom in place, the kingdom is essentially no more. The majority of the lords who once belonged to the kingdom are now under the jurisdiction of the Empire. Even the houses that haven't bent a knee yet, like House Fraldarius, will soon be crushed. It's only a matter of time.
To the north of Garreg Mach lie the territories of the Karen and Galatea houses, former lords of the kingdom. Even though their territory is being nibbled at by the Empire, they are still clinging to their neutrality. Since they only display enough force to defend their borders, I suppose the Empire has no incentive to attack them with any real strength.
Meeting reinforcements in the Valley of Torment seems an astute decision to me. In that land of oppressive heat, it is unlikely that we will be disturbed. It also means we will need to contend with those harsh conditions ourselves, however. Best ensure we are well prepared.
It has been only 5 years, yet so much has changed. Half of the kingdom has fallen to the Empire. Skirmishes are rife throughout the Alliance. Despite such tumult, we look upon the same sky, unchanged by the storm happening beneath it. Yes, it would be nice, I suppose. Things were simpler then. Or so they seemed to be at the time.
I've heard people talk about the hero of Daphnel. If the stories of her courage are true, no one will be able to stand against us. In different circumstances, I'd have wanted to try crossing swords with her. Right now, we have to focus on getting to those reinforcements. Let's hope nothing goes wrong.
ALL, the Valley of Torment, lies on the border of 3 noble territories. The kingdom's Fraldarius and Galatea families, and the Alliance's Daphnel family. In the Fraldarius lands to the north, the former Kingdom Army and new Duke's Army are fighting.
House Daphnel is a renowned family, descended directly from the 10 elites. They've had close ties to the church for ages. I hear even Judith, who is known for her bravery and valor, is a devout follower of the Seros faith. She will lend us her strength. I'm sure of it.
There are enemy spies around. Remain vigilant. Capture anyone who seems suspicious. What else would we do with them?
I have lived inconspicuously these past 5 years, so as not to be discovered by the Empire. To be able to finally return to the monastery again is overwhelming. I hope that our brothers and sisters who ran far away will also return one day.
It seems some of our friends believe that if we get those reinforcements, we'll be set for provisions too. But I think it's best not to hold our breath on the food front. With the added headcount from the reinforcements, there will be even more mouths to feed.
Sharing her food with us for nothing in return? Judith really is a great person. She's more like a goddess than the goddess is. I never met her, so I don't know for sure, but she must be beautiful and kind.
Professor, is it really okay to rely on Judith? I hear there are still quarrels within the Alliance. This generous offer of soldiers and supplies seems a little too good to be true. I mean, it's also really impressive, but I'm just a little worried, I suppose.
My family, the Galatias, are an offshoot of the Daphno family. The family split in half when two brothers quarreled over an inheritance. Despite blood relations, the families lived apart from one another, so the relationship has been distant and somewhat estranged. I'm not so much acquainted with Judith, the head of House Daphno.
My big brother told me stories of Judith's bravery. With just one look, she tamed a runaway horse that nobody else had been able to touch. When an Almiran general provoked her, she talked him into a tearful apology. She's spectacular. I wish she'd fight alongside us.
Valley of Torment. Valley of Torment. I once read a book full of legends surrounding ALL, but I can't seem to remember.
The Valley of Torment. I'd heard of it, but I never expected to go there. It's exciting. I wonder what the landscape is like. It probably is dangerous, but I still want to get there and see it as soon as I can.
We may not be students anymore, but it's still important to read. We might even learn something that's useful for our next battle. I couldn't agree more. I hope the Officers' Academy reopens when the war's over. It's a shame the monastery was ruined, but at least the books are still intact.
The monastery repairs have made solid progress. Most excellent news. When we first returned here, I was unsure what we were going to do with the ruins of this place. But if we can get the cathedral rebuilt, we'll have it looking just like old times soon enough.
Hearing that an old student has died cuts me right to the heart. As this war with the Empire continues, we'll see more of it, Professor. We have a duty to fight alongside our former students. We taught them how to fight, after all. Now, let's help them win.
I didn't think we'd end up fighting Randolph. He's my uncle. Well, not by blood, so I guess I can handle it. Don't worry about me. I'm ready for anything.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. Remember that battle 5 years ago? Oh, I'm guessing you do. Anyway, remember that knight who watched over Abyss with me for a while? He said he was going to check on things up top, but that he'd return. Thing is, I haven't seen him since. Lots of knights have returned, but not him. I hope he's safe.
You're alive? I was sure that the fall of Garrick Mach had claimed your life. I left for the kingdom initially, but my reading of the stars spelled disaster, so I turned back. I've spent most of the past 5 years drifting through Alliance territory. I've only recently returned.
So you intend to march into ALL? Frankly, I want no part of it. Surely such an uneventful journey won't require my presence. And miss my share of the glory? Unacceptable. Though I would ask that we at least consider marching only under cover of night.
So, Judith is on our side now. That right? Haven't seen that lady in years. These days, people call her a hero. Back then, I just called her a catch and a half. Quite a while. I was a kid back then, but she caught my eye when she came to one of the Alliance dances. She was the second loveliest lady in all of Fodlan. Who's the first, you ask? That's my little secret.
When the monastery fell to ruin, we lost all hope for support from the church. Most able-bodied folks abandoned Abyss for the surface around that time. Since then, we've been barely scraping by.
The Valley of Torment, huh? I see your angle, but don't let your guard down. Any movement about their borders, and the Lords of the Kingdom will react swiftly. Don't underestimate them. Keep your focus on a positive outcome. There's a lot to gain and a lot to lose.
The Valley of Torment. Isn't that the place where it's scorching hot year-round? You know, I've always wanted to see the world. That's why I left my village. And here I am, traveling to all these interesting new places. To kill people. Not what I had in mind. Maybe I'll find some time to admire the scenery. Though people might get mad I'm not taking this silly war seriously. Oops, that was close. Almost sighed.
Bandits from Garrick Mach used to come down to Abyss pretty frequently. We never dealt with them, though. We refused their offers at every turn. Sometimes we had to use force. It was Happy who finally drove them out for good. Only then there were beasts all over the place.
In response to the Resistance Army's plea, Judith has agreed to provide soldiers. To meet up with the reinforcements, the Resistance Army sets out for ALL, the Valley of Torment. Unbeknownst to them, something else awaits them there.
I'm overheated and have changed my mind. I'd like to return to my cozy bed now.
Who knew summer so hot existed in Fodlan? I wonder if it's okay to walk everywhere.
Just use the superior emotional fortitude of nobility. And, well, be very careful.
It is said that this land was born of the goddess's wrath. There was an immense battle here long ago. To end it, she set the entire valley aflame. Of course, there is no record of this. Some theorize this was done by another and then blamed on the goddess.
My head is being defeated by this heat. I think I am seeing visions. There, within the mountains. A shadow.
That's just the... Whoa. I see it too.
It appears to be a military force, but in a different location than the one we agreed to. They are dressed like kingdom soldiers. They fooled us.
Damn. I thought we had disposed of all the spies. They carry the flag of House Rowe. They've joined the Empire, then. To think they'd travel all this way.
Are you ready to confront them, Professor? As am I. We have no reason to believe she was intercepted en route, but we must act quickly. Let us take them down and locate Judith's army. They have chosen the Valley of Torment for this battle, and so we shall send them to the flames of eternity.
The Valley of Torment. Perhaps a good place to finish off my life as a knight. Only if that puny force of children is able to kill me, of course.
That lion banner. It seems Gwendol is the one leading the troops of House Rowe. He is an experienced general, renowned throughout Fargus. Let us hold nothing back. This is Aelel, the Valley of Torment. Expect this smoke and fire to assail us at every turn. Touching the flames of torment will get you worse than a scorching. Proceed carefully.
The Crest of Flames! Ha! Quite full of themselves, aren't they?
Just as I thought. The Professor's army. But it's too late to back out now. In Lenato's place, I have to do my duty. Forgive me. But as Lenato's son, I have a duty. I don't want to fight you, Professor. But this is how it has to be. There's no turning back. You want to spare me? Why? I'll do it. I'll join your side. Let me fight for you.
Does a whelp like you really expect to kill me? I am Gwendol, the Grey Lion, a knight by the hand of Count Rowe. Do your worst! So I have found a place to die. Young ones, I thank you.
That was quite a predicament, but now we can see to the objective we had in mind.
To think we'd get into a scrap here, of all places. We're lucky we all made it out alive. Don't worry about it. In this day and age, it's a miracle I've been unscathed this long. So you're that professor everyone talks about. You're just as Claude described. He asked me to help you because you seemed trustworthy.
Claude of the Alliance? How did he learn of our plans? We can't underestimate someone like him. There is a reason they call him the Master Tactician. But I suppose we are both fighting against the Empire now. The enemy of our enemy is our ally.
That's right. I have a letter from him as well. It's up to you to decide how to use it.
That is yours, Professor. Please tell me what it says when you see fit.
Okay, let's wrap up this handoff of soldiers. Not that I suspect you of anything, but I must warn you that these are very important soldiers for my territory. Don't treat them like expendable equipment. Oh, by the way, I have some important information. A witness saw Lady Rhea being dragged off by the Imperial Army after the battle 5 years ago.
Are you sure your source is reliable?
One of my own saw it happen. I'm certain.
It seems we chose wisely when we decided to fight against the Empire.
Thank you for the information. We will rescue her at all costs. Now that we have reinforcements, it is time to advance against the Empire. And yet, we do not have enough troops to face our enemy's main army head-on. We have no choice but to use our small numbers wisely, by taking over key locations as we blaze our way to the Imperial capital. Do not indulge in being overly optimistic. It could be our ruin. As you know, the Ogma Mountains lie south of Garreg Mach, towards the Empire. In order to enter Empire territory, we must travel around those mountains. There are 2 possible routes, through the Kingdom to the west, and through the Alliance to the east. The western half of the kingdom is under the Empire's control. It may be too dangerous to pass through there. I suggest we take the eastern route, for safety. There are lords in the Alliance who support the Empire, but they are at least not completely under their control. Furthermore, you hold a key to the Empire within your grasp. Yes, precisely.
Hey there, Teach. It's been a while, hasn't it? I never dared to imagine you might still be alive. Wonders never cease. I don't know exactly why, but I feel that I can trust you. So I'm going to do just that. To that end, I propose an exchange. You're intending to invade the Empire. That much is clear. And that means your only option is to pass through the east. You'll have to cross the Aramid River, which runs along the border between the Empire and the Alliance. That means you'll need to gain control of the Great Bridge of Myrden, the one closest to Garreg Mach. It just so happens my family, House Regan, is in conflict with House Gloucester right now. It would be easy enough for us to eliminate them, but I would prefer that we settle things without it coming to that. Do you see where I'm going with this? We'll act as a distraction and draw House Gloucester away from there. That will allow you to cross through their territory and take the Great Bridge of Myrden. After you take the bridge from the Imperial Army, House Gloucester won't be able to receive their aid. You'll get to cross Myrden without any trouble, and I'll be able to maintain stability in the Alliance. Not a bad deal, eh? I hope to hear from you soon. Be well, Teach.
The master tactician indeed. Somehow he is already aware of our plan. The conditions are not bad. All is as he says it is. If we take the Great Bridge of Myrden, and House Gloucester bows down to House Regan, the route from the monastery to the Empire will be much safer for our forces. It seems you are decided. We will send our answer at once.
Part 2. Silver Snow. Lone Moon. The Rose-Colored River. The Resistance Army, having received reinforcements from House Daphnel in Aelel, is finally ready to unleash its invasion on the Imperial territories.
The messenger we sent to Claude has returned. It seems he will be initiating the plan immediately. We will advance when House Regan's forces move out. We will take the Great Bridge of Myrden with minimal casualties, and in doing so, initiate all-out war with the Empire. We must prepare for battle, Professor.
If we can suppress this Myrden, we can invade into the Empire, right? I was in the Empire. Now I will be an enemy. I am having strange feelings. It is with ease that an ally turns into an enemy.
Things would have gotten a lot more interesting if Judith had joined us. I only spoke to her briefly, but I really liked her. I hope someday I can be as strong, kind, and level-headed as her.
I'm sure you know this already, but House Ordelia is aligned with the Empire. They face the Empire from across a river, similar to the Gloucesters. Even so, I refuse to yield to the Empire a second time. The Empire did unthinkable things to my family, and to me. The only option here is winning. Professor, you must promise we will overcome the Empire.
War isn't kind to you if you're a recluse. By the time you realize what's going on, you're already under attack. And if you're off by yourself, you can get killed with no one ever even finding out. Oh, that'd be awful, just terrible. Okay, Professor, I get it. I know I'll have to come out.
The Great Bridge of Myrden isn't just a bridge. It has the features of a fortress. I believe it was built for military purposes by the first leader of the Adrestian Empire. In other words, it's even older than the monastery. So if we occupy the Great Bridge, we'll have to search it from top to bottom.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Oh, I heard what happened at ALL. I can't believe Imperial spies have been lurking in Garreg Mach under my watch. But I'll make sure no more of them get in. Trust me.
Is it true Lady Rhea was dragged off by the Imperial army? I heard that was true. Why'd they take Lady Rhea? Professor, they didn't take her to kill her, did they? That's good. We just gotta beat the Imperial army and get her back, right? You gotta help her, Professor. I'm begging you.
We came from the territory of House Daphnel. It's not easy to leave one's home, but it had to be done. Judith asked us so earnestly, there was no way we could have refused. We can trust you, right? I'd hate to end up just another pointless death.
I'd heard of the hero of Daphnel, but that was the first time I've met her in person. She's the head of a prestigious noble family? Just like Claude. The Alliance nobility is so odd. Kind of, but I don't mean that in a bad way. You won't find such big-hearted nobles elsewhere. Plus, Judith can drink with the best of them. A woman after my own heart.
So Lady Rhea was in the Empire all this time. Glad as I am that Judith told us. I wish we had known this 5 years ago. We spent all that time spread out over Fodlan, searching for the Archbishop and you. It was a mistake to abandon the monastery, to leave it in ruins. Now we're paying for that mistake.
"5 years ago, when the Imperial army attacked Garreg Mach, they moved with incredible speed. But in the middle of all that chaos, she still had operatives watching. The hero of Daphnel's spy network is impressive. She shouldn't be taken lightly.
We have the Empire and Alliance situations under control. The problem is Fargus. The Eastern Lords have joined forces and are warring with the Dukedom. But I've heard nothing about that conflict as of late. It's strange. I haven't heard much from my father either. I can't help but find this silence unsettling.
So, that was Judith. Just as I'd heard of her, she was an upstanding person. The same Daphnal blood runs through my veins, and yet I feel as though I am nothing like her. I am but a phantom of what could be. You think so? Wow, thank you.
What used to be Eyre territory lies far to the east of the Great Bridge of Myrddin, downstream of the Aramid River. For the sake of my family, I wish we could invade the Empire from there. But I do not have the power to advocate for that. Strategically, Myrddin is more important. Thank you, Professor. I will not give in. Not until I have restored my noble pride.
Lady Rhea is in the Empire, isn't she? We should hurry up and find her. So many people in the monastery and nearby towns are worried. I want to ease their minds as soon as possible, Professor. Let's work together to find her.
Since I'm originally from the Empire, it seems no one trusts me with any important tasks. Fine by me. Honestly, I'd bet they're watching my every move to make sure I can be trusted. If I were in charge, it's what I would do.
Judith is a wonderful person. So strong and confident as well. Looking upon her, I was sharply reminded of my mother. Not in the slightest. Rather, it is her way of being, her demeanor. Brilliantly bright and positive, like a warm ray of light. I lost my mother long ago. I miss her desperately.
Hearing that the Knights of Saros have returned, the monks have also been coming back. We still don't have enough hands here, but we'll use all that we've got to rebuild the monastery. Until the day that Lady Rhea is returned to us, we have to do all we can.
It's thanks to you that I'm here now. I owe you, Professor. You saved my life. I swear I'll do all I can to repay that debt.
On the north side of the Great Bridge of Myrddin lies the territory of Acheron of the Alliance, and to the south, the Empire's Burgleys territory. Count Burgleys has held the position of Minister of Military Affairs for the Empire ever since the days of Emperor Ionius. The current emperor seems to have brought the corrupt nobility to heel, but Count Burgleys looks to be an exception.
I had an encounter with Lord Gwendol. How many years ago was it? Back before the academy, I met this girl who I fell madly in love with, and her dad tried to kill me. I suppose he just tried to scare me, but I was sure I was gonna die. Oh yeah, her dad? Lord Gwendol. Crazy, right? I never thought I'd seriously be trying to kill the guy in battle. I kind of don't know how to make sense of it.
Thanks to all that food from Judith, I'm full for once. I've got so much energy. Let me at that great bridge of Murden. I'll bust it down myself. Oh, but then how do we cross?
With life returning to the monastery, the unease of the church's followers is slowly abating. The number of people coming to the town church dwindled over the past 5 years, but we're seeing a resurgence. To reward and accommodate their devotion, we have to hurry and rebuild the church.
It looks like people are slowly starting to come back to the town.
I guess they feel safe now that you and the Knights of Saros have returned. Peddlers have become more common too, so there'll be food and supplies available. After being run down for all those years, it's really becoming livable again.
Count Gloucester of the Alliance is supposed to be the head of the faction that supports the Empire. That being said, the Count himself is an ardent follower of Saros, and likely not too keen on fighting us. The commoners are also allies of the Knights. We should be able to reach Murden without incident.
The Aramid River separates the Empire and Alliance. It's the largest river in Fodlan. Sometimes it'll flood when there's lots of rain, but at least the land gets some extra water.
Legend says that pillars of light fell and ravaged ALL. I was reminded of that when I saw it. Professor? Do you think those legends are true? I think so too. I don't know if the goddess really destroyed the valley out of anger, but there are still so many things we don't understand in this world. Next, we face the Great Bridge of Murden. We actually crossed it a long time ago. Do you remember? It was 5 whole years ago. It seems like so long ago, doesn't it? It's odd how fast time flies. Everyone was still friends then. After the fighting, we all ate together without splitting into our separate houses. I often wish we could go back to those peaceful days.
Oh, hello there, Professor. Did you need something from me? It doesn't look like you're wounded or anything. You just looking for someone to talk to? I thought so. Well, I'm here for you. Making you feel better is my top priority. Whether it's physical pain or worries of the heart, you can come to me for anything, Professor.
The battle at ALL was a tactical marvel. You grow stronger with each passing day. Where does your talent end and your crest's power begin? Are they one and the same, I wonder? Most intriguing. Yet it is quite difficult to draw useful conclusions given the situation. It is quite unfortunate I did not achieve my research goals before the war broke out. So much unknown. Now, I fear I will not have those answers even by conflict's end. So very frustrating.
If Rhea really is in the Empire, then we must defeat the Imperial army by any means necessary. The people at large are just as concerned for Rhea's safety as we are. The sooner we can settle all our unease, the better.
I was dead certain Judith would fight by our side as well. But since she holds a position within the Alliance, it seems she has no choice but to abstain for now. If the infighting within the Alliance came to an end, maybe she'd be able to fight with us.
We're going to invade the Empire, which means we'll be fighting people we know, won't we? If we're attacked by someone we know or used to think of as a friend, is it permitted to run away? Makes sense. A commander running away would be terrible for morale.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. Lots of things happen down here. Lots of reports need to be reported. And for all reportable things, I'm your guy.
Not sure what brought people back up above, but I'm glad for it. The dining hall, the greenhouse, they're all ripe for the picking again. I mean, for them. Good for them.
Invading the Empire at last, are we? I cannot still the wild palpitations in my chest. I have made myself ready to the extent that I could, but now that the day draws near, I fear that to proceed will be to abandon all hope of restoring the Imperial House of Nouvelle. Which leaves me with no choice but to appeal to you and Claude for that. My dream is in your hands.
House Daphne was kind enough to share their food with us. It may not be much in the grand scheme of things, but the gesture means a lot. The hero of Daphne is something else too, isn't she? Balthus seems pretty taken with her.
Damn. Who'd have thought that House Row would show up? They must have been sweating blood to get to Ayla from way out there. Guess it's been a while since I left House Row, so it doesn't bother me much to have to fight them. Kinda always knew I'd be the one to take that stubborn old donkey out. I've been ready for this.
Huh. That lady hasn't changed a bit since I was a kid. Still intimidating as hell. What a woman. Being me, I'm not nervous or anything. I'm not sure how to approach her, that's all. My luck, she'll treat me like I'm still a kid, even though I'm clearly a full-grown adult man. If that's the angle she takes, maybe I can get some nice hugs out of this. Huh? Oh, nothing.
I've never met someone like Judy. She's easygoing, but at the same time, tough as nails. I bet she'd be real fun to hang out with. Judy's great, unlike that other guy, Lord what's-his-name. I can't stand people like him, people who think they're always in the right. All he did was make trouble, but he convinced himself it was for a good cause. So infuriating.
This is the Great Bridge of Myrden, one of the bridges that cuts across the Aramid River between the Empire and the Alliance. Its defenses have been fortified since last I was here. It seems the enemy is sufficiently prepared.
That's the idea, Professor. Let's make this quick and painless, so much so that it's over before they even know it started.
Yes, that is most sound. I do not distrust Claude, but there is no guarantee that the other Alliance lords will not move against us. Onward, with caution.
After we cross the Great Bridge, the greatest plains in Fodlan will be before us. You do remember, do you not? I speak of Gronder Field, where we fought the Battle of the Eagle and Lion.
The ones defending the Great Bridge. It isn't my father or brother, is it? I really want to finish this battle without seeing them. Especially my father.
Yes, I hear your father can fell a bear without even a weapon in hand. When we run into him, I'll be sure to let you take the lead. Family matters and all.
That's not funny, you jerk!
Should we be burning the signal of uprising?
There's no need for that, Petra. Smoke or no smoke, they'll get the idea. Losing the bridge should be a pretty big clue.
Oh no, I can't believe we're actually going to invade! If Edelgard gets angry... Oh, I get nervous just picturing it! Stop that imagination! Oh, and if she destroys the monastery with her army, we're all gonna die!
The hour of questioning has long since passed. I assure you, whatever happens, this will not end as it did 5 years ago. Back then, the Empire was able to focus its entire army on Garreg Mach. Now, their front lines are stretched thin along their borders with both the Kingdom and the Alliance. Their allies have grown in number, but so have their enemies. They should not have too many soldiers they can readily send our way. Now then, let us set forth. This shall be the first step in ending the chaos that has engulfed this realm.
Sights set on Enbar. The Resistance Army avoids the Agma Mountains, choosing instead to move south along the eastern route that passes through the Alliance. To make it safely through the territory of House Gloucester, supporters of the Empire, the army seeks help from the head of House Regan, Claude. Claude vows to draw away House Gloucester's troops so that the Resistance Army can advance to the Aramid River, a dividing line between the Alliance and the Empire.
That symbol. It's an enemy raid. Stay calm and face them head-on. Send a messenger to Acheron immediately. If we're quick, we might be able to pull off a pincer attack.
That is Ladislava. She has of late made quite a name for herself as a general. Be on your guard. We will control this fortress if we can eliminate all enemies within it.
Enemies approaching. Get the soldiers standing by to join the fight. We may need to hurry up preparations of the ballista, too. Protect the fortress!
You think we'll let you take this bridge from us?
It appears enemy soldiers are stationed in the fortress. More will come. Stay on your guard.
Acheron, now's the time to show your loyalty to the Empire. Attack the enemy from behind!
I've got to make my name known to Her Majesty through distinguished service.
That is Acheron, a minor Alliance noble. If he has allied with the Empire, then we must destroy him.
As they say, if you can't beat them, join them. I'm not in for a beating, am I? I never should have allied with the Empire.
To repay Her Majesty's favor, I will not let you pass. Lady Edelgard! I'm sorry.
I, Lawrence Hellman Gloucester, have arrived to join the battle in my father's stead. To oppose the Empire at a time like this would be entirely too reckless. It's been a while, Professor. If this were anywhere but a battlefield, I would offer you tea. I've no choice but to follow the Empire if I wish to live. I hope you will not think ill of me. I yield. Though I will not beg for my life. That would be unbecoming, wouldn't it? You're inviting me to join you? But to abandon House Gloucester? No, I can convince my father. I will help you topple the Empire, I swear it.
Goddess, please forgive the sins of the enemy leaders and the brave soldiers who followed their orders. Somehow we managed to capture the Great Bridge of Myrddin. To see the Imperial army hold its ground until every last soldier fell, that is true dedication. It is clear that Edelgard is not some cruel emperor who holds her people in a vice-like grip. There is something more driving our foes. From here on out, our journey will not be an easy one.
Excuse me, sir. Gilbert is here.
Gilbert? What was he doing all this time? We had better go and meet with him.
So, you've captured the Great Bridge of Myrddin. I'm impressed that you were able to break through their defenses.
Save your praise, Gilbert. Let's get to the heart of the matter. Why are you here? Why now?
I am once again in the service of Dimitri. He was in hiding in Fraldarius territory, where he was biding his time for a counteroffensive.
Dimitri is alive?
Yes, he was to be executed in Ferdiad, but Dedu stepped forward to rescue him. I am here today by command of Dimitri himself. We realize that our enemies are the same, and that it may be advantageous to join forces.
I see. I shall hear you out.
We are preparing to advance against the Empire. Will you join us as we march toward the Imperial capital? If that is too much to ask, then at least allow us to freely cross the Great Bridge of Myrddin.
Hold a moment. We have just finished a fierce battle, and our forces are few. To march straight for the main body of the Imperial army and challenge them? It is too soon. I am happy to allow safe passage over the bridge, but to lend our aid asks too much of us. Is that not so? If you would be willing to wait a few months, we might be able to offer something more.
I am afraid His Highness is not able to stop his advance.
If that is the case, I am afraid we cannot join you. Please send our regards to Dimitri.
I understand. It's unfortunate that we were not able to secure the help of the Knights of Seros. Still, I'm grateful that we can cross the Great Bridge of Myrddin safely. Thank you for that. This will be a fight to the death. It is highly likely that we will meet our end. I wish you both the best of luck in the battles ahead.
And may the goddess protect you as well.
Part 2. Silver Snow. Harpstring Moon. The Impregnable Fortress. After seizing the Great Bridge of Myrddin, the Resistance Army starts making preparations to invade Imperial territory when a surprising piece of information comes to light.
Emergency! In Gronder Field! It's...
We are in the middle of a military conference. Please, calm yourself and tell us what is the matter.
Yes, sir. It seems the Kingdom and Alliance armies clashed with Imperial forces on Gronder Field. Amid the chaos of 3 armies battling each other out there, the Imperial army was routed. Edelgard sustained heavy wounds and retreated to Enbar.
Well then, I suppose...
Sir, the Kingdom army was also decimated and His Highness Dimitri has been counted among the dead.
What?
The Alliance sustained heavy casualties as well, and the whereabouts of their leader, Claude, is currently unknown.
Unknown? It must have been a brutal fight. Our only solace is that Edelgard sustained severe injuries. This is all quite unexpected, but we must find a way to use this situation to our advantage. The Empire's main force has suffered a mighty blow. Edelgard will most certainly avoid the front lines. Now is the time for us to infiltrate the Empire and aim for the capital.
But what will happen to the Lords of the Old Kingdom and Alliance territories?
They have lost many leaders and soldiers. I am sure they must be hard at work rebuilding. We will foster cooperation by aiding them through the local churches. The remaining Lords of the Kingdom and Alliance must join together to form one union. And you should be the one to lead them. What do you say? Indeed, it is a question for another day. We must focus on our battle with the Empire. For now, what is our next course of action? Steady now, Professor. First, we must determine our army's next move. We must choose a place within the Empire that will give us solid defenses for our front line. That will become the foothold for our invasion of the capital. There is one massive fortress that boasts the greatest defenses in the Empire, Fort Mercius. But we will stand no chance if we attack by traditional means. We must gather everyone and devise a plan of attack.
It has been a lifetime, hasn't it, Professor? Yes, I thought so too. I wanted to slice her throat, but I did not get the chance. I let people die, and yet I still stand. Rodrigue, Gustav, Dedu. You sound just like Rodrigue. A reason. Everyone gives such complicated advice, and I can never quite grasp it all. That is why, Professor, I came here to explain my decision. I have no resources to take back the kingdom capital, much less to defeat the Empire. And that is why...
Professor, you will catch a cold sleeping in a place like this. Is something the matter? I am the only one here. Were you dreaming? I can't say for certain that you were dreaming, but if someone did come here to see you, that person only wanted you to see their face. Perhaps they wanted you to guide them.
Fort Mercius is old and strong. Its reputation for durability is equal to that of Aryan Road. Are you certain your plan is sufficient? It seems to be a little simplistic. That's not terrifically reassuring. Shouldn't you have more faith in your own plans? Incidentally, have you heard any news of Claude? I, for one, have a hard time believing he is dead. He was always a clever and tenacious sort.
It hasn't sunk in yet. They slaughtered the boar. I can hardly believe it. I thought he was alive all this time. He must have really hated Edelgard to lead such an ill-advised assault. No point in feeling sorry for the poor scoundrel now.
Fort Mercius is next, huh? Ah, the memories. It's a huge stronghold in my father's domain. The town's completely surrounded by high walls. I used to run around there when I was a kid. Way back when a fortress was just a playground for me. Yeah, those were the days.
If Claude somehow survived, I imagine he's terribly wounded. All three forces have suffered heavy losses. We're incredibly lucky to have not been involved. This is a perfect and unique opportunity to go on the offense. Now is the time to prove ourselves, Professor.
It's always so peaceful coming back here. But it's hard to relax knowing we have to go out on another expedition again so soon. And assaulting that huge keep. That sounds hard. Oh, really hard. Don't you think it'll be hard? I knew you'd think so. I knew you... Ow! Oh, ow. Can't believe I tried to hug you through the door.
You're quite a tactician, disguising ourselves as enemy soldiers to sneak in undetected. A stroke of brilliance. In a frontal attack, our losses would be tremendous. With this strategy, we can really snatch victory from the jaws of deceit. Yes, with you leading our fighters, I've no doubt the Empire will suffer an embarrassing deceit. Get it? Deceit again?
The fish in this pond get fed every day, so they're swimming all lazy and serene. But the only reason they're kept here is so that they can one day be used for food. But the fish don't know that, so they just swim around happily. It's a bit of a miserable thought. But aren't soldiers much the same?
A class reunion on the battlefield? That's bleak. That must have been so hard on everyone. You gotta keep looking after them all. I mean, they still look to you for guidance, you know?
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Is it true that we'll be assaulting Fort Mercius next? That doesn't sound like the brightest idea. I've heard that it's built to withstand an attack from even the largest of armies. And not to tell you how to do your job, but don't do it. I'm not ready to say my final goodbyes to everyone.
I never used to care whether I lived or died. But when I think of all those who died at Gronder, I realize how precious life truly is. I'm ashamed of how arrogant I was to think that death could mean so little.
I only know what little I overheard. But what I did hear implied that the Empire was involved in the tragedy of Dusker. If it's true, that may explain why His Highness chose to fight the Empire. Perhaps I should have fought alongside His Highness. Because I too lost someone to that tragedy. The most important person in my world. Those of us still on this plane of existence will carry the torch. The inhumane actions of the Empire must not be repeated.
I'm rather curious to see what stratagem we'll devise to capture the fortress. You know Fort Mercius's nickname, I assume, the stubborn old general? But there must be one or two gaps in its defenses.
I hardly recognize everyone. Their faces have changed so much. More experience in the eyes, and more pain. I'm glad that they're stronger, but I hate to think they've all become hardened killers. Look after them, okay? Try to keep them on the straight and narrow.
Doesn't matter how sturdy the keep. If the commander defending it is incompetent, it can fall as easy as anything. That's what they say, at least. I wonder if that applies to Fort Mercius. All I know is, if I was the Emperor, I'd never in a million years assign an incompetent commander to a fort as important as that one.
I've come here after getting chased out of the Empire. There's no place for our kind there anymore. But there are still many inside Empire territory who haven't abandoned their faith in the Church of Seiros. I pray that one day we'll get the chance to rebuild the church within the Empire.
O Goddess, hear my prayer. Please bless the deceased with peace everlasting, and may his soul rest in tranquility. You know, I used to see him praying quite often when I would come to the cathedral at night. I wonder who it was he prayed for back then.
I heard that a staggering number of people lost their lives in the battle at Gronder. And here we are, preparing for the next battle as if nothing happened the day before. It's almost easier to think about war as theater, with the stage an entire continent. Something like that. If an accident happens on stage, the next day's performance must be unaffected. Everyone just pretends like everything is fine, focusing on their role in the play.
Edelgard, Dimitri, Claude, all the house leaders from way back when, assembled again at Gronder. I wonder what their thoughts were as they headed out to the battlefield.
You know, Professor, laying siege to a keep is like asking a girl out on a date. First, you get past her defenses, then you make your move. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I'm a seasoned veteran at this kind of thing. Girls, I mean. I've never actually, captured any keeps. Anyway, you know more about tactics than me, so I don't know why I'm offering you advice.
I have excitement in my heart for secret tactics. I enjoy attacks that are surprising. Surprise attacks are safe with friends. Fewer injuries.
You know when you work your muscles and they start screaming? That means you gotta be nice to them. If your muscles are hungry, you gotta feed them. And let them rest when they're tired. What do you mean, how? You just gotta eat and sleep. It's pretty obvious. What's with the confused face, Professor? You look like you don't get a word I'm saying.
I've heard Dedue's passed on, just like His Highness. That's true. I did hear that his body was never found. If somehow he's still alive, I hope we'll meet again.
Standing face to face with those whom I went to school with. On the field of battle. How inhuman war is. How horrifying. My heart feels shattered. It is my hope that this war marks the end of such foolish behavior.
I've come to deliver vegetables we harvested in the village to the monastery's dining hall. Because of the season, I couldn't really pick that much, but I wanted to help the church out, even just a little bit. We're busily planting seeds, so when things start to grow, I'll be back.
Dmitri, the late Prince of Fargus. He despised the Empire with all his heart. He should not have tried leading an army while his emotions were holding him captive. True enough, but I suspect the reason he died is that he could not keep his emotions in check. I see. You are saying you met with Dmitri, but you could not tell if it was reality or a dream. I wonder what that could mean.
Professor, they tell me my father died at Gronder. Was that really a fitting end for one such as him? I don't know. I just don't know.
Under your leadership, we can win any battle, no matter the odds.
That's what everyone's saying, anyway. Hope you can keep up with our expectations, Professor.
According to information we've received from the Eastern Church, the Alliance territories seem to be experiencing intense upheaval. Their leaders' well-being is still unclear, and the Lords are all questioning each other's intentions. It seems like a difficult time to ask the Alliance for assistance.
After that great battle earlier, the balance of power in Fodlan has shifted greatly. But we only stood a chance because we drove the Empire from the Great Bridge of Myrden. To get revenge for all our fallen friends, we'll have to stake our lives on the fight that lies before us.
It sounds like the battle at Gronder Field was pretty gruesome. We don't know for certain whether Claude's alive or dead. Maybe he's all right. I wish I could make sure somehow. But it doesn't seem possible now.
Guess what I noticed? I can see further than most other people can see. But I can't figure the point of seeing further than an arrow can fly, since I can't shoot what I see. I suppose I could see a whole horde of enemies coming and run away. That's kinda useful, at least. Thanks, Professor. I think I get it now. I'm gonna put my eyes to real good use.
each step closer to Enbar, I'm reminded of another part of my past. Riches and poverty, glory and failure. That city has it all. And, if I'm honest, sometimes I miss it. That's how the past works, though, isn't it? It's always a different story than what you really lived.
Fort Mercius is the Empire's single most fortified military installation. Utterly impregnable, they say. I wonder, do you happen to know the nickname given to Fort Mercius? Indeed, a very good answer. But of course, you'd know that. Seems Fodlans give everyone and everything a nickname. Why, you were called the Ashen Demon. Myself, I have been called the Father of Crestology, which is a nickname as well as a title, I suppose.
The battle at Gronder Field certainly took an unexpected turn, did it not? Let us press on, so as not to waste the opportunity. Fort Mercius is a keep that was constructed to defend the imperial capital, Enbar. We cannot enter the capital without first capturing that fort. But once we have it, the city should be almost entirely at our mercy. I will make the necessary preparations. Be ready.
I like this idea of yours, dressing as Imperial soldiers so they'll let us in. But don't you wish there was one more twist in the plan? Come on, Professor, think. How could we add another wrinkle, Dress me as Edelgard? But we look nothing alike. On second thought, let's just stick to the plan as originally conceived. That seems safer.
I've heard that Gilbert, who used to serve in the Knights of Seros, fell at Gronder. Apparently he was originally a knight of the kingdom, and now he shared Prince Dimitri's fate. Gilbert was an exceptional knight. It's an unspeakable shame.
Did you give the ridiculous order to prepare Imperial armor for every one of our troops? I've reached out through all of my channels, but there are limits to these things. I'll have to recruit an entire town's worth of people if I ever plan on making enough.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. Lots of things happen down here. Lots of reports need to be reported. And for all reportable things, I'm your guy.
I hurt my leg in the last battle. Had to take shelter down here, nowhere else to go. Be careful up there. All sides are bringing their strongest people to this fight. Count Burgleys in the Empire, Lord Holst in the Alliance. I'm sure the Kingdom's got someone too.
Got a wager for you. My friend says there's twice as many women in Abyss as men. You think he's right? Good eye. You win. Here, have a little something.
It's not that I don't sympathize with Lady Edelgard's goals, mind you, but perhaps not to the point of shedding blood for her ideals. I must keep her example in mind as I chart a new path. Peace in Fodlan and a restored House Nouvelle shall be my guiding star as I blaze my own trail.
used to be a rather important person in the church, but I am in exile for committing a crime. I embezzled some money, but it wasn't out of greed. My hometown was pillaged, you see, and the church wasn't putting in enough to rebuild.
People have always fought, I guess. Bandits and nobles clashing over territory, things like that. So before the war, when folks talked about how peaceful everything was, I thought, what continent are you living on? I get it now. A few isolated skirmishes here and there are nothing compared to a full-blown war. The one truly peaceful place I've known was the village where I grew up.
If the Empire rallies its forces and attacks Garreg Mach, I'm not so sure Abyss will be okay. If we're not careful, it'll end up buried in rubble. Like I said, only if we're not careful. If it comes down to it, I'll protect this place till my dying breath. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but I want to ensure there's still a refuge for people to escape to.
You know, House Albrecht also took part in the Battle of Gronder. That's where my little bro is, of course. Yeah, he's very different from me. A smart one, but just about worthless in a fight. I really hope he's okay.
What a pain. What an absolute pain. Concerned, are you? That's nice. A little too nice. Here's a word of warning. If anyone here asks you for a favor, it's probably just a scam.
We are just about to pass through Gronder Field. We should be in view of Fort Mercius soon. It looks like the battle made quite an impact. The Imperial army has lost some of its luster. We should be able to invade the fort without too much trouble. Yes, we must win for them as well.
Professor, the soldiers have finished changing into their disguises. We are ready to masquerade as Imperial troops and infiltrate the fort.
I believe this was your idea, was it not? It is impossible to take Fort Mercius with a frontal assault. We must take it from within. We will infiltrate the fort as Imperial troops and kill the enemy general. All preparations are complete.
According to the scout reports, my father and the others are not inside the fort. It seems they were moved to the front lines of the kingdom's western region.
The Death Knight became the general of this fort after the battle at Gronder Field.
What? The Death Knight? I think I'll be taking a break now. You guys go on ahead.
Bernadetta, you cannot be hiding on a field. The enemy will be seeing you.
No place to hide. I guess I have no choice but to fight.
The Death Knight. I hear that he is counted among the greatest heroes of the Empire at the moment. We never determined whether or not he was truly Yaritza. So in capturing Mercius, we have encountered another obstacle. I suppose you have a point. If we challenge him again with conviction, we are sure to attain victory.
The impenetrable fortress city of Arianrode goes by the name Silver Maiden. Yet she pales in comparison to Fort Mercius, the stubborn old general. Those who approach are driven back, but once we make our way in, it's all ours.
That fort has been brought to life on stage for countless operas.
Let us commence. We must puncture a hole in the Empire's defenses.
That woman approaches. Will Death's scythe claim you, or will I fall to that sword of yours?
At Gronder Field, the armies of the Kingdom, Alliance, and Empire collide. The three forces engage in a fierce battle, each suffering significant losses before deciding to withdraw. Seeing an opportunity, the Resistance Army quickly plots an invasion of Imperial territory. In order to gain a foothold in the Empire, they will attempt to capture Fort Mercius.
Report! A group posing as Imperial soldiers has infiltrated. They seem to be affiliated with the Church.
Close the gates. Leave no survivors.
You will not escape, Death Knight. Today you will be unmasked.
My true identity has no value.
I will be the judge of that, once I've seen your face.
I have no need of you. You're stronger now. Whether I kill you or you kill me, I'm looking forward to this. If you desire to slay me, follow. The appointed hour is at hand.
We've come this far. We cannot let him escape now. Everyone, after the Death Knight! Whatever could that have been? It was almost reminiscent of that terror of legend. We haven't the time for stories. All we can do is retreat to the Great Bridge of Myrden and assess our situation.
Well now, that marching was nearly as trying as the battle itself.
We wasted a few days, but now that we're this far back, we should be safe. Or so I believe.
I still can't believe it. The fort was destroyed, just like that. The Death Knight knew about the attack. Was it the Empire's doing?
Guess that means they'd rather destroy the fort than lose it.
Whatever the case, we need to get our bearings and decide what we're going to do next.
We all have many questions, but for now we must focus on our next move. What? If we return to the monastery, then our situation is sure to... Ah, yes, I see. So, we make it appear as though we have ceased our invasion by returning to Garreg Mach. Then we divide up our soldiers and infiltrate nearby areas of the capital, right under the Empire's nose. Finally, we gather all of those soldiers somewhere we can get to swiftly from Garreg Mach and proceed to invade Enbar. Is that what you are thinking?
Are you serious? You know there's no guarantee that we won't be spotted by the enemy, right?
If we fail to convene, we will be isolated inside the Empire and be utterly obliterated.
I will be embracing the nearness of death if I am needing to. With each other.
That sounds dangerous. Really incredibly dangerous.
Make no mistake, If we fail in this plan, there will be no coming back from it. Are you sure about this, Professor? I see. If you are resolved, then I will follow suit. We may be weaker, and the terrain may be against us, but all we can do is use our resources as best we can. That, and pray for the blessings of the goddess.
Part 2. Silver Snow. Garland Moon. The Chaos of War. The Resistance Army successfully takes Fort Mercius. Their victory celebrations are cut short, however, when javelins of light pierce the sky and destroy much of the fort. With nowhere else to go, the Resistance Army withdraws to Garreg Mach. Under the guise of surrender, they secretly prepare for a surprise attack on the imperial capital.
It seems the preparations for our invasion of Enbar are advancing smoothly. All has been laid out so we can move swiftly to the necessary locations. Until the time comes, please try to keep your spirits up. There is something else. I have heard that Rhea is potentially being held captive in the capital. The information could not be confirmed, nor even properly sourced, but even still, we cannot ignore the possibility. Please bear that in mind. Yes, we must not let anything get in the way of rescuing her.
We're finally heading to Enbar, the capital city of the Empire. So many memories there.
Oh yeah? So you've been there before?
Oh, yes. Though it was a very long time ago.
A very long time. You must have been really young. I'm surprised you remember.
The main stage of the Mittelfrank Opera Company is in the capital. I hope no one from the opera gets swept up in the coming chaos.
There are many buildings straight out of the history books in Enbar. I hope they remain unharmed.
You're worried about the buildings? What about the people? You're an odd one, Lynn.
I am also worried about the people. I'm sure my father is in a palace in the capital.
Many people reside in Enbar, so we must take care to avoid needless casualties. I don't think Edelgard cares much for avoiding casualties, so that's probably impossible. I bet we'll be fighting until one side or the other is completely destroyed.
Bernie, you should be staying away from thoughts like that. We will be defeating her with our full power. Our enemy has great strength, but we will not be losing.
I could not agree more. Remember, even if our surprise attack works, a force even greater than all of our troops combined awaits us in the capital. 0 casualties is always the goal, but we must not underestimate the situation at hand.
Still, we must not hold ourselves to the same twisted morality that she does. After all, we are here to stop her, not to follow her down her dark path. We all choose to fight back. We are all in this together. You're right, Flayn. We've got to try our hardest.
A different path from Edelgard.
There is no stopping her. The only way to end this is to kill her.
Our choice. Flayn, your words are wonderful and full of bravery.
Let's go! We can't lose!
The situation is dire, and so I will do what must be done.
I am certain that if we join our strength, we can win this battle without losing a single soul.